Hey, this is John. I just wanted to talk about how you can get good at manga really fast. Uh, where you should start is not in manga exclusively. Life drawing and some manga and all comic art, because comic art, like, say you were to read a Marvel comic, that the backgrounds are pretty much the same as a manga background. A lot of the style is the same. Life drawing is always important in any artistic field that has anything to do with characters that are human. And some manga, because manga isn't it has been inspired by not just Japan. A lot of this stuff has come from other things, like Korean comics are really good too if you want to learn about some of those. But mostly focus on life drawing, manga, and comic art in general. Strategies to get there fast is the 100 drawing challenge. I usually only do 20 to 50. The drawing goes that you're supposed to draw an element in your drawing 100 times. I only do it about 20 to 50 times, but you can do it the amount you want to do it as long as it sticks in your head. That's after you've gotten pretty good, that you have certain goals of things you want to get better at. Like, a lot of artists struggle with hands. Google and YouTube. Google has a ton of sites, most of which are really, really great. So just look around. YouTube is really, really good. I'll be talking about some YouTubers that are really good for learning art, like manga, later on in the video. So watch anime and read some manga. This is pretty obvious. I like anime more than manga, but you gotta learn manga, otherwise you won't be able to draw it. So you should copy for learning purposes, not just to copy brainlessly. You should be copying to see why the artist did it. He didn't do it for no reason. He did it that way because it's the correct way to do it usually, the correct way in his eyes. Contemplate manga's appeal, both visually and in the writing, if you want to do writing. A lot of manga has certain points that connect all to shoujo, shonen, etc. Don't try to be Obata. Get your own style. You can copy him because he's a really great artist, but don't get your own style. He's not the only artist out there. If you want to get good and be recognized, you don't want to be the guy that draws just like Obata. You want to be the guy that is different. Obata was the first one to draw exactly like he draws. There was no one that he's copying. Join an artistic community. Join DeviantArt, or even better, a small manga forum. They're filled with manga artists and writers usually, willing to speak to you, give you critiques on a personal level. Even more personal with forums like Manga Raiders because they're smaller. These sites shouldn't be for ego boosters. They should be for criticism. You don't want someone just saying that's really good. You want people to point out what's wrong with your drawing, not what's right. As far as YouTubers go, Mark Crilly is really great. I've been watching him for 5 years. Cartoon Block is overall great. I love his work. He's cool, and he's down to earth. He knows, and he doesn't really keep anything away from his fans. Rona Project is inspiring, and he keeps it real. He never keeps anything from you, and he really is inspiring if you're thinking about self-publishing. There's a YouTuber by the name of Gagent, I think that's how you pronounce it. He has a few videos confirming that it is possible to become an American manga artist making manga in Japan. Because they had an artist from New Jersey that is working on Gundam in Japan right now. What mangas are inspiring for drawing? I'd say Fullmetal Alchemist. It has powerful great ideas and great art. Bakuman, simply because it really portrays the manga and comic world pretty realistically. Dragon Ball Z, mainly because it's pretty much one of the earliest hero and rival archetypes in the comic book field, and many mangas such as Naruto have copied it. Clannad is useful for studying if you intend to make a slice of life or a romance. It has a really great look, and I think most shoujos that include romance or a slice of life, they should be using it as an archetype because it's really useful. Steins Gate just for fun because Steins Gate is really, really funny. I really like Steins Gate, so I recommend that one. And that's the end of my presentation.